Chapter 25. Bill Sikes come to a dreadful end. The scene now moves from Mr. Brownlow's house to a ruined warehouse by the river Thames. It was there that Mr. and Mrs. Bamber had met monks that stormy night. Now today Crackit and other members of Fagin's gang were hiding there. They were sitting in silence when a low knock was heard. Crackit went down to open the door. Charlie Bates came rushing in breathlessly. They have caught Fagin and Dodger, he told them. He stopped and looked terrified, for at the moment Sykes' dog came running in. Bill cannot be far away today, Crackit said in fear. He had hardly finished speaking when somebody knocked. Charlie Bates wanted to see who it was. It's Bill, he told them fearfully. Are you going to let him in? Well, have to, Toby, Crackit said. He went down to open the door. He soon come back with was that Bill Sikes or a ghost. The face was deathly pale. The eye was wild like the eyes of a madman. Was it Sikes or the ghost of Sikes? Fagin's gang looked at the figure in silent horror. What are you staring at me like that for? Come Sikes' voice. Nobody said a word. Say something, cannot you? Nobody said a word. Sikes went up to Charlie's Bates. Charlie, cannot you say anything? Don't come near me, screamed the boy. You murdered. I would never have told about Nancy if I had known that you would kill her. Murdered. Keep away from me. Then at the top of his voice he shouted, Help, murdered. He is here, murdered. Charlie Bates threw himself on Sikes. Sikes easily threw him off with his hands at the boy's throat. He was ready to kill him. Crackit and the others pulled him off. Listen, cried Toby Crackit. From outside there came a roar like that of an angry sea. A crowd was gathering. He's here, shouted Charlie Bates. Sikes seized the boy and threw him into the next room. He looked at the door, but Charlie went on screaming, He's here. Murderer, break the door down. The noise outside grew louder. 1,000 angry voices shouted, He's in there. Shoot him dead. Set fire to the place. Break the door down. Is the front door strong? Sikes asked Toby Crackit. Crackit nodded. Are the windows all barred? Crackit nodded again. Then they won't get me. I will get away yet. Give me a rope, somebody. They pointed to a pile of rope on the floor. Sikes took a long rope and then climbed up to the roof. There he rolled the crowd below. Sikes looked down on a sea of angry faces. His plan was to climb down the side of the building. Then he would swim away in the river, but the water in the river was too low for that. Sikes looked around him desperately. Crash! The crowd had broken the door down. They were coming up the stairs. Soon they would reach the roof. Sikes tied one end of his rope to a chimney. At the other end he made a noose. With this noose round his waist, he could climb down to the ground and then run away in the darkness. Sikes put the noose over his head. At that moment he saw Nancy's eyes. He gave a wild cry. Her eyes! Her eyes! He stepped backwards. In so doing, he fell off the roof. He fell 35 feet. As he fell, the noose tightened round his neck. He was hanged. His faithful dog had followed Sikes to the roof. When Sikes fell, the dog jumped to reach its master's shoulder. It missed and crushed to the ground. Every bone in its body was broken.